Have you ever heard of a rite of passage? Well, if you haven't, I'd like to talk to you for a minute about rites of passage. They've actually been around for centuries. Cultures, societies have always marked transitions in life from one stage to another. And actually in our current society, we have a lot of rites of passage that you may recognize, like weddings and funerals, graduations. But somehow we've kind of stopped marking the personal transitions that we experience when we decide to step into a new maybe job, or we step into a new way in our life. Maybe we step into a change into our genius self. And so I want to talk to you about the importance of rite of passage. The retreat I'm offering in April is an activation in a rite of passage. And so I want to talk more about what that means. The first part of a rite of passage is the leaving of your current environment and the people around you that you know, the situations that you find yourself in. And what's so crucial about that is environment is everything when we're changing. And what I mean by that is if we're always around the same people, if we're always doing the same thing, if we're around the same familiar spaces, we tend to hold the same energy there. We tend to show up the same. And so when we're trying to change and become anew, it's important that we're around people that see us differently. It's important that we're able to be held in different light, to be seen and witnessed differently. And that's the beauty of changing your environment, of going to a new space and to be stimulated differently. Sometimes we're even triggered when we go into new spaces. But the beauty of that is that we're allowed to shift. We have more room and space for that. The other cool thing about environment is when you go into an environment that has a really healing or a high vibration, your body naturally attunes to that energy and vibration. So shifts can start to happen without even trying. The healing space that we're going to be going to in April is quite profound. And even just being in that space, feeling the energy, feeling the breeze, feeling the sunshine, being in the beautiful space of Healing Hale is enough to already catalyze a great shift. The second part of a rite of passage are the actual rites that you do in order to start to transition yourself. And for me, this is going to occur at many different levels. Often when we try and change, we want to go through the mental realm, which means we're going to figure it out, we're going to analyze it, we're going to know something and want to be that. But if you've ever tried to do that, it's pretty hard to do because the mind wants to keep us in the containers in which it knows. And also the mind only knows what the mind knows, and that comes from the past and that comes from current experiences. So what's amazing about allowing ourselves to shift and change on energetic levels, on emotional levels, on spiritual levels, on physical levels, is that it kind of takes the mind out of being the front runner for the show, and the mind gets to kind of go along with the energy, which makes it less resistant to the change. So through the healing work we're going to do through the body, through practices, there's Ayurvedic body treatments, yoga, breath work, emotional work to get us in a place of feeling and already embodying the space of who we are becoming, which is crucial, right? Because oftentimes we feel the gap between where we want to be and where we are. But when we start to feel and experience it, it allows the change to already start to happen and to carry a momentum. It's kind of like the difference in when you take a workshop and you learn a lot of cool material, but then you're like, wait, how do I embody this? How do I actually put it into practice? It's because you have to be able to integrate it. And we're going to integrate on many different levels. The last part of the rite of passage that's quite profound is the actual ceremony. And what's different about this is normally when we change or we're trying to transform, right, we do this all privately. We might tell some friends, but the actual ceremony of stepping into it, of claiming what we want in our life, is normally not necessarily celebrated, and the container for it isn't necessarily set. What's amazing about doing this in ceremony, in group, in community, is that you have people that are holding space for the new you to be emerging, that's allowing you to shift and change, that are celebrating you, that are holding you accountable, that are willing to sit beside you and believe in you. And also doing this publicly is a testament to what you want. There's a lot of power in the physicalness of speaking it, of actually walking through the door of the pathway of where you're going. The significance of doing this on a physical level is really very rich if you've never experienced anything like that. And then the community in which you're building through this time, this is a very small retreat, so there'll be very few of us that will get to know each other on a very intimate level. And then these relationships kind of become containers that continue to hold you as you go back to your normal environments in your life and you try to integrate these changes. Having that community, having that marker in which you could go back in time and space and imagine what you did and how you felt and what was held there is something truly special. So if you've never experienced a rite of passage, now is the time. The energy is completely setting us up and teeing us up for this amazing time with the eclipse coming. And also just the energy in the air as we're talking to other people, you'll probably find there's a lot of other people that are wanting to make big shifts in their life. So why do it alone, friends? Why not do it in community with sacred space, with intention, with a commitment and investment in yourself? Because truly you are so worthy of anything you desire. And having that community around you saying yes to you, supporting you, seeing you, it's so amazing. I hope that you take the chance. I hope that you'll take the leap. I hope that you can believe in yourself that much. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, reach out and message me. I'd love to talk to you about it. But until then, friends, be well.